And with me this morning is neuroscientist Kheston Walkins, and we're going to continue to talk about the, setting the trend and setting
the rhythm for your life.
Rhythm for your life.
That's
and
right.
One of the rhythms we speak about sometimes is your circadian rhythms and your sleep pattern. But aside from sleep, waking up is very important.
Yes,
of course.
So the last time we spoke about going to bed, right?
Right.
And the next thing in the cycle is obviously waking up.
Right.
If you go to bed and you don't wake up, then that's not very good for anybody, right?
For anybody.
So anyways, I'm actually going to have a few words I'm going to say that strong neuroscience words. One of them is called the suprachiasmatic nucleus. And that's actually...
that's a big word.
Yeah, it's a big word. It took me out of practice saying it before I came on.
Right.
So anyways, the suprachiasmatic nucleus is responsible for your circadian rhythms. Okay. It has a rhythmic cycle that it fires in the brain, and it's responsible for you feeling awake and alive or feeling sleepy and subdued in the evening time, right? So why is that important? There are a few things. So it stimulates the release of a protein called PER, right? That goes into your bloodstream.
Right.
And there's a few things. Don't worry. I'll put some information on the link below if necessary, if you don't understand. But that affects your blood flow, it affects your body temperature and all of these things. And you won't believe it, but before you go to bed, or you may not believe it, your body temperature changes.
Really?
Yes, it actually drops before you fall asleep. And then also your heart rate changes. It actually slows down.
That makes
sense, right?
Yeah.
And all that is in preparation for you to go to sleep. Now, whatever happens as you go to sleep happens in reverse as you wake up.
Right.
Right? So your heart rate goes up, and then also your body's temperature goes up, and that's why you wake in the morning.
So is there a right way and a wrong way to go to bed? Well, we spoke about going to bed last time. Is there a right and a wrong way to wake up in the morning? Yes. So I'll say one of the key ways that causes the most trauma, in inverted commas, would be an alarm. I'm not saying that alarm is bad. I think alarm is important because it helps you to be up and ready. But what I actually want to touch on today is why we wake up before our alarms. Okay,
that often happens
because that happens to me a lot. So I need to understand why. And
yes.
It's very
so I set my alarm.
Touching on this topic now.
I set my alarm for 4:30, right?
Right.
And then I get up at 4:28. I get up at 4:25, and it's like, I just needed that extra 5 minutes,
Right.
But the thing is, the reason why is because your body does not like to be traumatized. It does not like to be forced to wake up.
Yeah.
So when you set an alarm, you're actually setting part of the cycle, obviously part of the cycle for your life, but your body starts to prepare you for that time. So after a few times of going through your alarm, of course, we know we wake up groggy and feel odd, but after that, your body says, okay, this is time to wake up, so I'm going to start preparing an hour before that happens.
Really?
Yes. It starts about an hour before. You actually have the increase of activity in the suprachiasmatic nucleus,
right,
and also an increase in the levels of PER, that protein that I mentioned before, and that actually causes you to wake up before your alarm because you don't want to be shocked into waking up.
Yeah, because many times people set an alarm with a very jarring noise.
Yes.
And
and it's horrible.
It's a rude awakening, literally.
Yes, it is a rude awakening. But the question is, what relevance does that have for parents? Right? People with their children.
Right.
And even for them as parents. I think the key takeaway would be make sure you wake your children up at a particular time each morning. So don't wake them 15 minutes later or 15 minutes before, or even have an alarm in their room or whatever, just to get the rhythm going, right? And then after that, they will start waking. They'll sort of preempt the alarms or the waking up. The point is, if you have it 15 minutes before, 15 minutes after, you kind of throw them off. Right. So they're always going to wake up, or they're oftentimes going to wake up, and they're not going to be ready for the day in that sense.
Their body won't be fully awake and ready. They still probably have a little lethargy and stuff.
That's right. They wouldn't have woken up naturally.
Right.
And you want to be able to have that because that affects the quality of their day. So I think that's really cool.
Yep.
So I think next time we will talk about, actually I want to talk about something with Carnival.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
And what I want to talk about.
We're in the season.
Yes, we're in the season. And maybe we'll do that next time. But why do songs start off and we don't like it? And then as we get closer to Carnival, we fall in love with it, right? Like, why does that happen? Right. So next week, we'll have a little chat about that.
All right, Kheston Walkins, neuroscientist, thank you for all your share this morning. Of course, lots of interesting information. Of course, you could add your link on the TTT Live online page.
Yes, so people can read more.
So people can read more and get further information. Awesome.